Okay.
Fire.
Yeah, that was dope.
Do y'all think so?
Yeah.
I was sitting here like, yo, this has got really good. This
I'm
has
like,
gotten extremely good. Oh, so I have to disconnect this so I can plug back in your fucking soundboard, huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I was telling him to hit the applause and
This
he couldn't.
guy. He couldn't hit. He probably was over there trying to hit the button.
that was lovely. I love. I have said it on this show, so I love those two.
I need to spend more time with her. I need to spend more time with her.
She's brilliant. And one thing that I will say, I've met a lot of New York City, New York State politicians. Her and her husband are two of the most down to earth people that I have ever met, and so easy to talk to. Like Charles Barron will literally spark up a conversation with you and talk to you for hours. And not about politics, just about anything. Like he's an amazingly awesome person and definitely a face I always look forward to seeing and speaking to, even if I have to reintroduce myself every time because I know he doesn't remember who I am. But I still will always speak to him.
You'd be surprised. He's very good with that.
Really?
Like you'd be surprised.
Because we always used to speak in the same spot. So I used to work at this restaurant in East New York, and the owner of the restaurant was a lawyer, and he was really good friends with Charles Barron, and Charles Barron would come in almost 2-3 times a week and have lunch, and I would always be there with them and always talk to them, him, his advisors, his wife, like all of them. They all would just come, and he was such a sweet person, and it'll be dead in the restaurant. It would just be him, and then we'll just talk about so many different things. Love them. I would vote for them, but that's not my district.
Well, I hope you guys learned something from that. I know y'all. A lot of people is like, man, well, somebody learned something. Somebody learned something, and if that one person learned something, I did my job. If 2 people went and said, you know what, I'm gonna look up S7215, and we're talking about reparations. We're talking about you and your family actually getting something from this corrupt system for you because of what your ancestors went through. We're talking about programs that have been taken from us by the Giulianis, by the Bloombergs, saying, hey, let them go back to wherever they fucking came from then. After our families have suffered for hundreds of years. Say, yo, you know what? Fuck what those 2 idiots did. You deserve, your families deserve, your ancestors deserve a certain amount of respect. S7215. S7215 for those of y'all in New York. I always think about the mark I'm going to leave on this planet when I leave here. And I realize that we have a voice and we have power. And with that, I'm a Spider-Man fan. We have responsibility. I know a lot of y'all are like, I don't want to hear this. I didn't want to, but I feel like it was my responsibility to do it. We're talking about Trump and Biden and Kamala and all of these things that don't affect our neighborhoods like that. And we need to start small. We need to build pockets of power in these inner city neighborhoods that where we can fight and use our votes to bring people into real office and create real change in our communities so that we have a fucking chance out here. That's why we need to vote in our local elections. We need to be parts of our community boards. We need to be parts of our city councils. We need to be parts of the Senate and the Assembly Attorney and all, I don't know, district, what was she saying? We need to know what she was saying.
I believe that we need to participate. I understand why people be like, oh, the system doesn't serve us. It wasn't meant for us. I'm not going to vote. I get it, but at the end of the day, it's not the right move. Listen, I'm a firm believer like, yo, we're in the matrix. You can't be in it and then when it's time to vote, not be in it. There's shit that's going down. There's decisions being made with or without you. Do you want to be part of the decision-making process or not? You know what I mean? I do. Me firsthand, and I know that most politicians and the political process is fucked up. So you got to say something. Like, you can't just be like, oh, this shit is bullshit. I'm not the type of person to complain about anything and not offer a solution. If you ain't doing nothing about nothing, then don't complain about it. I've seen so many people complaining about Trump and this, that, and the third, but didn't vote in the first place. It's like, yo, don't just be out here complaining. That's all I'm saying. Like, there's a lot that you could do, especially on a local level, that people don't know about it. It's easy to do nothing. It's easy to just tweet or be on Instagram and talk about how fucked up shit is. But do something. Like, do something. Even if it's just voting, even if that's a simple way of doing something, but like, do more than vote. Like, engage in your local politicians, find out what's going on. There are ways and means to make shit happen. Like, I'm learning more every day. Like, yo, make shit happen. There's too much on the line. There's a lot on the line, yo. Word up.
I think reparations are important. I think that we are the only group of people that have never received it. We don't get our just due. We don't get recognition for the things that we've done, the things that we've built, with the foundations that we have laid for this country. What would satisfy me, I'm not quite sure, because I don't know if a specific monetary amount is enough, because we're in a different age, we're in a different space, and I don't know if you give niggers a certain amount of money, if they're going to actually do something with it, or if they're going to nigger it up. Like, the example, like the guy that won $30,000 in lottery and went and bought a $20,000 chain to wear to the local gas station to get robbed. I don't know if everybody has the responsibility level. I don't know what it would look like. What it would look like, free tuition for all Black children to go to a college, or historically Black college, just to get them on the side of education so they get out of the hood. I don't know if it will mean like travel stipends for Black people so that they can see different parts of the world. And if they really want to change their situations, they can be able to get up and go. I don't know if it means automatic down payment on houses so that they can start owning property. I don't know if it looks like, reparations and getting, if you have a business model, you can pitch it, and if we think that it's good, then we give you a certain amount of money off back that we can keep your business afloat for the first year before you turn a profit. Like, I'm not really sure what it would look like, but I feel like there are so many different things that can be done to give Black people that extra leg that they need. I don't know what exactly it looks like, but I don't know if $1 and cents amount is what it is right now. It's so important, and I think it'll be so important for it to start in New York, because we hear, well, now in the news we're hearing about like the Tulsa massacres and the Black Wall Street massacre. But if you don't know your own history of being New Yorkers, African Americans were displaced here too because of the slavery that was here. When we were free, we had Central Park. That the whole of Central Park, that was a whole Black neighborhood of freed slaves. Seneca Village. That was our shit. And we were displaced and we were kicked out so that they can make their grandiose park. And a lot of people don't know that. So this is the Mecca. This is where it should all start, especially for us New Yorkers, and just having a sense of pride and understanding like, yo, we really built this shit.
Seneca Village.
Yeah, Central Park.
So for everybody listening, if you're not from New York and you felt like you couldn't relate to the conversation, absolutely you can relate. Put the pressure on whoever your local politicians are. Understand that we have some momentum right now. The Black Lives Matter movement, the unfortunate death of George Floyd, has created national and international awareness of Black issues. A lot of politicians have gone on record to speak about the inequities, to speak about the wealth gap. Well, okay, what are you going to do about it? Hold them accountable. Like, now's the time. Like, there's a wave right now. Like, we got to ride that wave. We got to understand what momentum is when it pertains to politics. Put the pressure on folks at the federal level, the local level, all levels, man.
Don't vote for Eric Adams or Andrew Yang. I fucking said it. Go find somebody else to vote for. I'm dead
I fuck
ass.
with that. I don't like Eric Adams.
I don't like Eric Adams for a lot of reasons, on top of the fact that he's a dick in person. But Andrew
I've heard
Yang,
that from several people.
he's not a nice person. I have had plenty of dealings. He's not a nice person. But Andrew Yang is a fake ass, fraudulent. Like, he literally is the face of gentrification. And if y'all elect that motherfucker as mayor, I'm leaving anyway. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you're not a New Yorker.
I'm not a New Yorker anymore. But I can't stand Andrew Yang. Ooh, it's something about him. Like, we from Brooklyn. You can see corny. You can see disingenuous. You can see it in a motherfucker's face. His face reads that to me. If it's one thing, Eric Adams, he has a lot of things. He does a lot of things that I don't agree with. He stands on a platform that I don't agree with. But he stands on that shit. He don't give a fuck. Andrew Yang is a flip-flopping bitch.
You know what's funny? It used to be like, yo, vote for the black guy, right? You know what I mean?
Not that black guy.
And now there's so many black people running. Now you could literally, like, pick a good candidate. Because I used to support Eric Adams because he's one of the few black politicians that have a history in New York.
He's not a nice person.
DJ'd a fundraiser for him. But now I'm looking at his track record and what he stands for, and I'm like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's not a nice person. He's literally the exact opposite of what I said about Charles Barron. He's the opposite of that.
What do y'all think about Diana Morales?
She's literally the third. Like, if we're talking about the hierarchy of the polls and what's happening, Eric and Andrew are going back and forth for the number one slot, and she's like 3. She's progressive. I think New York needs a progressive mayor. I don't think that we need a mayor that's going to stick too much to their own party and politics. Like, somebody that has the ability to move and to be a little bit more fluid. She's cool. I'm not in love with any of these candidates. I can say that.
I'm voting for her. I can tell you that right now. I'm voting for her.
There was another one that I really liked. The black lady. Hold on. Because I'm going to say her name. Maya Wiley. I like her.
You do?
I like Maya Wiley. Does she have a chance of winning? I think it's very slim. And I think that if I am going to vote, I need to give it to somebody that I feel like is actually going to win. But I like her.
I'm voting for Diana Morales. You guys vote for who you think you should vote for.
Yeah, I'm still unsure.
If you vote for Eric Adams, don't come to my house no more.
I'm not voting for Eric Adams.
Like I said, don't come to my house no more.
I've met him. I've been at a Q&A, and he actually spoke. He surprised me because I knew about his police background, and he spoke a lot of positive things about black issues, even during the defund the police movement.
He did. That's why they didn't back him.
Right. So he wasn't a coward in that situation, which is why they didn't back him. I respected him for that, but that doesn't mean that he aligns with what I align with. I still got some research to do, honestly.
So you might vote for him?
I didn't say that.
That's what I said. Don't come to my house no more.
So I'm actually curious about this other guy from Wall Street. Was it Ray McGuire? Is that his name?
Yeah, I liked him too.
I don't know much about him, but I know this is going to sound corny, but he caught my attention because Jay-Z and Steve Stout was endorsing him. So I'm like, okay. And I know he's a money guy. I'm like, all right, what's he doing as it relates to money for black people specifically? That's where I'm trying to figure out where he stands. I don't know yet.
Always necessarily ride with Hove on everything Hove does just because he's Hove. Because he's not the same Hove. He got hair now.
You got to stop.
Not the same Hove, man. What? You never had waves. I've never seen you with waves, Bacon. I've never seen you with a do-rag. I've never seen you throw up the Rockefeller symbol. Nothing. All right, let's move on.
If you vote for Andrew Yang, don't listen to this podcast no more.
I got guys. The reason I wanted to talk about this is because, and the reason I was trying to get my aunt to speak about what the youth can do and what the possibilities are, is because, like she said, the people who are controlling what's happening in your neighborhoods are 45 and older. Mm-hmm. She said that. Y'all don't have representation on these levels with what happens in your neighborhood. All y'all do is get on Twitter and ask why. When y'all literally all of y'all are on social media and all of y'all can create waves for these candidates. All of y'all can say, yo, let's vote for Diana Morales. Or let's not vote for Eric Adams. And fuck they whole shit up.
Right.
Yep.
But y'all not really in tune because y'all are talking about $200 dates.
Still.
Yes.
That's a lot of money.
And y'all are talking about
Like, like him. You heard this nigga?
That's a lot of money.
I'm sorry.
We're literally you guys that are out there have the power to move everything. She also said that the movement, the Black Lives Matter movement, the people in the streets, that wasn't the 45 plus crowd. That was
wasn't.
y'all.
Sure wasn't.
And all we got to do is get y'all to start shaking. Y'all to start paying attention. I asked my daughter some of that. She said, I don't want to be an activist. I hung up the phone on her. Y'all know I don't hang up the phone on my daughter. I hung up the phone on her. I didn't speak to her for like 3 days. Because I'm like, yo, but you have the power. Can I make her do what I do? And I can't. But at least pay attention to what your power is. Y'all have it. Y'all are letting these people that have all these other agendas make moves on your land. Just because that's what they're into. And you're not. Because you have more power than them. They just actually use theirs and you don't.
And honestly, they want to hear from the younger folks. They like the power is real.
All right. Well, okay, we did that.
Yep.
You guys want to have fun now?
Let's do it.
Y'all want to talk some shit?
Yeah, man.
Hurry
Do
up.
y'all want to talk about what happened to me in this vacation?
I just want to know what the Band-Aid on your head is for. Like, you made all of this hoopla about it, so let's go.
This is not hoopla. It's embarrassing because I'm a grown-ass man that shouldn't be having these type of altercations on vacation. I went on vacation. I took my girl away. Actually, I didn't know what I was doing for a long time, right? She came to me. She's like, yo, I want to book this hotel for my birthday because I know you're busy doing all this other stuff. I gave her my credit card. She booked the hotel. Swiped my shit. I don't know what type of sound effect that was because I didn't have no money on it. So it was like, it wasn't like ching, when you cash apps and like, ching, ching. No, that's it. That's the only noise that shit made. And she took me to Temptations in Cancun. Now, Temptations is a swingers resort. It is topless. It isn't a full sex outside resort like hedonism.
Right.
It isn't, right? As a matter of fact, I got caught. So what happened was...
What had happened was...
One of the nights we're there, we were scoping all these dope places to have sex. There's like a in the air bungalow. You have to walk up and they have a bed up there in the air. So, it was one night everybody's doing the party outside over there. And we was like, yeah, we done this a couple nights in a row. Let's go fuck on the bungalow. She's like, all right. We walk over there. We got our drinks. She starts, matter of fact, I was like, yo, you want to suck some dick up there? I didn't really feel like having sex. I did feel like getting my dick sucked. What, Dash? What?
I didn't say a fucking
You're
word.
looking at me like what?
I'm looking at this Band-Aid lifting up on your forehead.
The band,
It's so fucking dramatic. Like,
wants to expose
I'm thinking
me.
you had like a fucking gash up there.
I do.
It's barely anything.
All right. So we go up there. She's getting in position. We're getting it in. She I'm gonna ride that thing. Come on, get on here. She's bouncing around. And out of nowhere, you ever seen Mr. Deeds?
Nah.
You know that motherfucking butler that just showed up out of nowhere? This is a butler that just kept showing up out of nowhere. This fucking Mexican security guard saying, he just, no sex. Son, there's stairs. We're in the middle of nowhere on this bungalow. There's nothing else around, bro.
Oh, shit.
Most of the fucking security guards have flashlights. He had his off. Like, he crept up on us. So I'm literally still inside my girl. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, sorry, no sex out here, no sex.
Wait, he climbed up the ladder?
Yes. He's 2 inches away from me. My girl kept riding while I was arguing with the guy. I love her.
Discretion, discretion, discretion. Like, you're not just supposed to be fucking wilding. Like, you need like a blanket, a sheet. You need like soft, discreet movements, especially if you're trying to do it in a place where you know you're not supposed to. Like, you can't just be like, balls out, I'm free, let's just ride the dick till the sun comes up. Like, that's like, come on, like, y'all gotta be better than that. Like, you know, sun on the side, you gotta finesse it a little bit better than that. Not that I know anything about that, because y'all know that I am a good girl.
Man, you know, you just gotta keep an eye out, man. I mean, that's unfortunate that dude ain't have a flashlight or nothing. Like, why you just trying to creep up on me? Like, that was kind of weird. And when you're on vacation, yeah, you want to have sex, you want to be risky, you might want to be a little exhibitionist and all of that. Like, you know, you just got to go for it. It might get caught, you might not. But, you know, try to keep an eye out. But part of doing it, part of the thrill of it is you might get caught, you know. So it's just a risk that you got to take, you know what I mean? So can't be mad at it.
Are you Batman or something? Like, what made you do this? You couldn't make a noise from over there? You know, jiggle your chain or something to make us stop?
Right.
And be like, hey, no sex from over there.
Shoot up a flare?
Yeah.
Shoot up a fucking
You crept up here? Dick Tracy?
Dick Tracy?
That was a double entendre.
I get it. I did get it.
No sex, no sex. Climbs down the stairs and stands by the bottom of the fucking thing. I'm up there cursing him out as I pull out. This is his job. He's standing there, fucking security, make sure that we stop having sex. Fine. Anyway, that happened. So you can't have sex out here. But they do make you go through this whole...
Should have skeeted on him.
All right.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Really, nigga?
Hold that. That's a long walk down the stairs. With skeet on your forehead. Pardon me, sorry.
I wanna go home. Yo, what the fuck is going on here, son? What the fuck is happening? I just want to let y'all know which camera is on me. Which one? I just want all y'all niggas to know that Trauma is the worst motherfucker on this show. And
man.
y'all don't ever get to see it. And now y'all niggas can see it. Y'all see it now? Do y'all see what we deal with? Y'all see, it's not us.
You want me to nut on a
wild. This nigga's wild.
You wanted me to nut on the Mexican.
I can't. Yo.
Like, this nigga's inconsolable.
This nigga's bugged the fuck out. Bacon. This nigga bugged out and he dead ass weak, and that's the sad part.
Yeah.
We snuck some mushrooms over. Matter of fact, she did. Because the night we were leaving, I was just throwing stuff in the bag. I was in here trying to do my own thing. And here she goes. Or we take it. I'm like, man, I'm not crossing no border with them shits.
It's just mushrooms.
I went about my business. I get over there. She's packing them shits out of her bag. She's pulling something like, you put them shit? She's like, yeah. She's such a gangster. Shout out to her. It was her birthday. It was also our anniversary. So I busted open. I busted bag over there. And I enjoyed every fucking minute of it.
Dope.
We did a little thing tour, you know, the timeshare tour. I booked it. I bought the shit. But only because I wanted us to do a pod fest out there. I want us to do a weekend from Friday to like Sunday. I want fucking Poor Minds there, cocktails there, Loon, Mouse, all of the dope ass shows that we have around us. You know what I'm saying? And just do some shit where it's like 4 or 5 shows a day, performances at night. Everybody has their own fucking room. Beach, you could walk around topless if you want. You don't have to. There's no expectation of you. My girl never was topless. She's bottomless a couple of times, you know. What? That was only the package deal that I bought, everybody that wants to go there to enjoy themselves, and I'm talking about this shit is fire.
Yeah, it's
the spot
beautiful.
is ridiculously fire. Can enjoy some of the free liquor things. Well, it's all inclusive, but when you book the shit with me, you get the exclusive drinks and it's just a bunch of different shit, bunch of different shit that you get. And I don't get nothing really. I mean, I get a day or something, but it's not that deep because I bought 100 weeks. So I don't get every day doesn't do nothing for me, like really. But I wanted to create a relationship with the space and do something annual, like literally do like an annual live pod fest for we could do like volleyball games, these
Bustin'
shows
ass.
against that show, and we could do like a championship. You know what I mean?
None
like,
of y'all niggas want to
have
see
some
me
shit.
in sports.
We could
None
go
of
on the
y'all.
booze cruise and all of us just enjoy it. Yo, we rented a yacht. Okay. In any case, we rent the yacht. The mushrooms out there was fire too, by the way. But we rent the yacht. We met a girl. We enjoyed ourselves with her.
Right.
And she was out, her and her friend. Oh, Dominique.
Is
My
that
man,
who was on
Dominique.
the live?
Yes. Great time. And I met Dominique, and him and I became really close. We was talking, we went out, we went shopping together, drank together, all of that stuff. I was drinking for her birthday because at first I wasn't drinking, but I was like, all right, come on, bro.
Don't
This
be
is
yeah.
corny now. Like, come on. But I don't drink now. I came back. I'm not drinking no more again.
Yeah.
Whatever.
can
But while I was out
vacation.
there, I enjoyed
Yeah,
it. Right.
I get
So there's a lot of liquor, and we're having bottles upon bottles upon bottles sent to us because we bought this thing. Nigga, we must have had 3 bottles of Mo a day, tequila, all kinds of shit, bro. This shit was ridiculous the way they just taking care of us, son. Like, they gave me like a signature bottle of tequila anyway. One day, the young lady that was with us is off doing her own thing, and she was drinking a lot. I come down, and I noticed that she's off a little bit. I could just tell by the people she's talking to, right? Now, my girl is looking at me like, why are you worried about it? And I'm like, I'm not. I'm just like, he's like, there was a guy there that was with his girl, and she's all in his face. Now, I'm cool on it, until his girl comes over, and she's in his face, and storms off. And he's sitting there like, I'm like, so are you a swinger or are you just cheating right now? And he's like, hey, she knows I came out here to do me. I said, are you sure? She did not. She was there
Right.
with him, and he was young, but Shorty's bad, and she was on him. So he's like, yo, she ain't bad like her. I'm
Jesus
willing to
Christ.
risk it all. Right? He went, I made him go chase his girl down. And I'm like, yo, you probably live with her. Right? You probably live with her. Don't lose your whole life
Shit.
Right.
over this. Well, she's good. But she's bad. But she's drunk. She probably didn't know you. Like, go get your girlfriend. Right? He goes off. 3 minutes later, she's off with some other friends, and she's in one of their faces. So I noticed that she's having a good time. She comes back over to us. Another guy comes along who seems very cool. They must have had some type of interaction before this because he's very familiar with her. Me and my girl had to go do something. Now, when he comes over, I can see that she's like backing up in the pool, but like, right, bouncing around, but she's backing up. She isn't like, hey, right? She's like, oh, it's you again. But she's bouncing around. Meanwhile, she was drinking. Me and my girl had to go do something. So we take off. We go up to the ramp, and on our way back down, I kind of stood at the top of the ramp, and she's like twerking on the deck of the pool. He's in the pool, middle of the pool, just standing there, watching her. She laughs. She gets in the pool, but she's going backwards again, and he's dead on her. He's dead on her. Goes towards her in the pool. She's trying to bounce away. She's bouncing around, trying to get away, right? He goes on, and he's in her face, neck. He's all in her neck. She's moving her head around, right? And I'm looking and I'm like, she likes him, but she's not ready for this. You can tell by her body language. My girl thinks I'm being overprotective because we had our fun. I don't care about that.
It looks sus.
It's
It makes you
weird.
feel uncomfortable.
So now I come down the ramp with my girl. We're enjoying our time. I look over. My girl is sitting in the cabana on the bed. I turn around. Homies in the pool, finger popping the shit out of her. I'm like, yo, is that his shoulder? I'm like, is he finger popping her?
In the pool?
In the pool, but it's a swingers resort.
I know, but like, I'm thinking chlorine pool.
Everybody in the pool, not everybody, but in
Yeah.
our section is kind of looking like, yo, he's in that because her legs is in the air. She's I'm like, bro, she's drunk, bro. My girl's like, no, she's a grown woman. She knows what she's doing. Trust me.